Okay, for my next... God, I'm getting dumb in my old age.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay.
Alrighty then. That's going on the intro.
Okay, for my next pro, I have no fucking idea.
Stop hitting yourself, that's why you have no idea. You're gonna give yourself a drunk concussion.
Drain damage. I'm going to give myself drain damage.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, drain damage. Oh, Lord. We're getting old and dumb.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Bronco Juggalo.
And Bill.
And today we are coming to you with the Scream 2022 Scream 5, aka review. Now, I know I'm a little bit behind everybody else that's already reviewed this, but we had to wait until it came out on streaming anyways.
Yeah.
It came out on Paramount Plus. We had to wait because we were planning on seeing it in theaters and shit just didn't work out. We kept getting fucked up and it didn't work out.
Yeah, it just did.
So, now, our movie, because the app was acting up or someone was acting up, it kept pausing on us, and that was kind of a pain in the ass. And then it ran for about an hour or so without pausing. We thought it was done. Then it started doing it all over again.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the third fucking act.
Exactly.
But we still got our review in. We're still going to talk about this. And we're going to keep it pretty spoiler-free. And then towards the end of the review, we're going to talk some spoiler points. Alright? So, first thing, this was directed by Matt. I'm probably going to say this wrong, so I'm going to look it up. Matt Bettinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillette.
Gillette like the razor?
Like the razor, yes. Except not spelled that way. It was executive produced by Kevin Wilkinson, who wrote the original Scream film. And I thought he was directing it. I thought he was going to direct it, but I guess they hired these other two guys. But you can still really see his hand on the fucking movie. In fact, my one and only con has to do with that. So, hey. Oh, spoiler there. I liked the movie! Did you?
I liked it too.
Yeah.
Except for the fucking pausing.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Ugh.
But one of the pauses actually kind of gave me the idea of who the second killer was. We'll talk about that towards the end.
Yeah.
So, newcomer Jenna Ortega is surrounded by the quote-unquote legacy characters of, Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, Gail Weathers, played by Courtney Cox, and Sheriff Dewey Riley, or ex-Sheriff Dewey Riley, as played by David Arquette. 25 years after the original Woodsboro murders, there's a new Ghostface. They are back, or Ghostface, somebody dressed up as Ghostface is back, and they've decided to create another movie of their own. And, that brings all of our people back. It starts things all over again. But who's the killer this time? Is it one? Is it two? Is it three?
Or four.
Who knows how many killers are involved? We've got a new group of young people that are being targeted. We have a lot of Easter eggs to throwbacks to the whole franchise, honestly.
Yes, everywhere in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a lot of Easter eggs, which was really cool. We even get some of the same locales, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Now, this movie made $138 million on a $24 million budget, which is pretty dope. Because I want to see these movies do well. This one, Halloween, all of them, Candyman. I want to see them all do well so they'll make more good horror movies.
Hell yeah.
And it did well enough that Scream 6 has already been greenlit, which most of you know already. There wasn't a lot else with the production that I could find out. I mean, there was stuff, but nothing like that was all that interesting, about the production. It got delayed by COVID a little bit.
Everything did.
Wes Craven's death actually changed some things because Wes Craven was signed on contractually to do a 5 and a 6 if 4 did well enough, but 4 didn't do as well as they hoped. It did well, but not as well as they hoped. And the future of the franchise was up in the air. But I think they came with a good, true-to-form return here. You know, what were they calling it? They weren't calling it a requel, but they were calling it a re-something in the movie. I don't remember what they were calling it. But it's basically talking about, you know, how they reboot these, you know, they were not parodying, but, you know, in the original it was meta to slash films, and the second one was meta to sequels, third one was meta to trilogies, fourth one meta to remakes. This one was meta to movies that are rebooted after the first movie. And that's what this was, you know, kind of in lieu of, or parodying of, or whatever. Now, pros and cons time. Let's start with cons, because I know I only have one. How about you?
Right. I have one con for this film, but it's a spoiler part, so I can't say it right now.
Okay, we'll deal with that here in a minute. The only con I actually had for this movie was, of course, Kevin Williamson has to always push his own shit. And the girl, Tara, she is watching Dawson's Creek in the hospital. Yeah, that was kind of like, of course, every Kevin Williamson thing, he kind of has to push his own shit a little bit, I've noticed. But
Dawson's Creek, it's amazing. I've never actually watched it.
But that was just kind of a little me thing, you know. It wasn't really a con on the movie, just kind of a me thing. Now, as far as pros go, why don't you start us off?
First pro I want to get into with this film is the beginning of this movie. It is a homage to the first film. Playing the game, but it has a twist at the end. Again, no spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers. But it is a homage to the beginning of the first Scream film with a little twist.
Yeah. I thought that was definitely cool. And in fact, one of my pros for this is all the homages in this film.
Oh, yeah.
They did a really good job. And I got to give special credence to my favorite one. They used the song Red Right Hand just like they did in the original. I fucking love it. And they use it at a great point in this movie, right when a kill is about to happen, and I just fucking love it.
Hell yeah.
I think they did a great job with that. So many good homages in this film. You know, there's a couple outfits that were worn in the original film that are in this one. There is some locales, as we said. There is some dialogue. And that actually leads me into my next pro.
Okay.
They took a shot at Child's Play the remake, talking about how crappy it was. And I loved that. I fucking loved that. You know, I thought that was awesome. And,
we love you, Mark Hamill, but fuck.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Hell yeah.
You know, along with those homages, I loved the homage to Psycho by shooting straight at the shower head.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
That was really cool. They did a cool homage to Psycho, and they even mentioned it in dialogue. Yeah, there's an homage to Psycho with the shower head. So what do you got next for your pros?
Okay, for my second pro is the victims trying to fight back.
Yeah.
Even with the first one.
The first one, she gave it back to him pretty good. She knocked him on his ass.
Tried?
She punched him right in the face a couple times. I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool. I did like that too. The victims didn't, you know, remember that
Lie down?
At the very beginning of the first movie, you remember when Drew Barrymore says, it's always some stupid blonde or something, or whatever she said, running up the stairs.
With big tits.
Running out the front door. Well, in this one, they were fighting back.
Yeah.
She ran, they fought back, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did too. Like, hey, they're not actually... No. Fighting back.
Nope. Really like that we got some daylight public kills. Like, one of the big kills in this movie takes place right in the middle of the day, out in the open, in front of who knows who could be driving by or watching. Or that was cool.
Yep.
I liked that. I thought that was really cool. And a few kills in this. Now, in some of the stuff in the first movie, they did some stuff like at the school when Ghostface was chasing them at the school. But like this was even more out in public. Like I said, right out in the middle of open. It was pretty cool. I like that a lot.
All right, my next pro for this film is drawing in the victims with the threat of killing somebody else.
Yeah. I
thought that was very different for this franchise.
It was a very inventive way to bring in the people and bring in the storylines.
Yeah.
To bring the storyline in. And they used bait in a lot of them.
Yeah, they used bait in a lot of this, where the other films didn't use that. It was, or
at least not
I'm going to kill you.
At least not to the degree this one does.
Yeah.
One thing that I loved about this movie is even though there was some brutality in the previous films, especially, Drew Barrymore hanging from her own guts, but that was after the fact.
Yeah.
This film is fucking brutal. The kills in it are brutal. There's a part where somebody's trying to crawl away and get to a weapon, and Ghostface literally just stomps right on their leg and breaks their leg. And it was fucking cool. I really thought, and it was nasty looking. And then there's a kill where somebody gets ripped right up the middle and the back with 2 knives all the way up. That was really cool. They were just gutted. Yep. Really enjoyed that. We're going to talk more about that here in a minute. That's a slight mini spoiler of a kill, but whatever. That's not a big deal. Other than that, as far as pros go, my final pros are going to be spoilers. You?
No, I've got nothing else that would be a spoiler.
Well, before we get to our spoiler pros then, what was your spoiler con?
Okay, getting into spoiler cons. The whole fact that everybody seems to be related to everybody, like everybody fucked their mother, everybody fucked their sister, everybody fucked their uncle. Everybody in this film is related to each other. How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know about fucking,
incest.
I don't know about fucking everybody, but
incest.
That's actually a pro of mine that they were related to them.
Incest.
It was a pro of mine. I don't remember. I got to go back and watch the other movies again, but I don't remember how.
Incest.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't remember how. What's his name? Billy Loomis could have had a illegitimate daughter. But she's the main character of the film, is Billy Loomis' illegitimate daughter, who sees him in flashbacks, which they actually got Skeet Ulrich to play him, and they did the de-aging thing on him. But how fucked up is it that she's also the hero of the film, but at the end of the movie, she's still seeing him, and not only does she see the father that she's never met, she doesn't even, unless she saw it on the news what he looked like, every time she sees him, he's bloodied. So that tells me this chick still has something not quite right, and I look forward to her being the killer in the next movie.
Incest.
We got Randy's niece and nephew in the movie. We've got the people that bought the house where the party happens in it. Turns out to be one of our killers, which I knew she was the killer when our thing froze, and it showed her and one of our main characters walking to the back. And you can see this look on her face. I was like, that look, she's the killer. She's the killer. Because that was just like an evil, like, I'm going to kill you look. And it just happened to, you would have probably not, I probably wouldn't have noticed it if it wouldn't have gotten stuck on the stream and paused right there. So that's actually was a pro of mine. I enjoyed that part of the movie. That's okay.
All right.
So let's talk about the other killer for a second. You called it pretty early who was
Ricky?
be. Yeah. It was the other killer. It was the boyfriend of our main character.
Yeah.
Who we think came all the way from whatever, which he probably did. He was probably the one doing the phone calling and all that shit. And, bringing it all the way back from wherever. And then he came in, So, because the bait at the first kill is one of the killers. The bait in the first kill is Amber. She's one of the killers.
Yep.
And like I said, so this is all spoiler stuff here. So if you just heard that and you didn't want to, it's your own fault. We told you before.
We said it.
Okay. Big spoiler here. The person I talked about that ripped up the front and the back by the 2 knives was Dewey. Dewey dies. At first, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and I even said, "Man, how do we feel about that? How do we feel about Dewey dying?"
I felt they did him justice.
After a few moments thought, I agree. It's a pro. They did it the right way, and it made sense that one of the legacy characters, at least one, had to die.
And they did him justice. They didn't just have it be a... Oh.
No, they gave him a going out of badass heroes fucking...
They did. They gave him a good send-off.
Yeah, it was good. So it was definitely good. So, big props to Dewey.
Dewey! Rest in peace.
Or as he would have done it in the scary movie, Officer Doofy. Just kidding.
You had to go there. You had to go there with the... You had to go there.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. What other pros, or what other spoilers do we want to talk about? The way they kind of ended things with, like you said, everybody was fighting back, you know?
Yep.
I like the way that, they're like, oh, the killer always comes back. And Sam takes the gun from Gail and just blows her away, her boyfriend away. But then the other killer that you really thought was gone, like, she was stabbed, she was shot, she was burned.
Here she comes.
Here she comes back, with the gun, and then bam, she gets shot right in the head by another one of our main characters. That was cool. I think that the commentaries they had on, like, certain social things now were pretty cool. I like that. How it was like they were trying to say not everything has to be, commenting on whatever. And
or that.
There was good comedy moments in the movie too. Like at the end when she's like, "I still like the Babadook better." I like that. That was funny.
Oh, Lord.
Well, guys, that's about it for this movie. We both really enjoyed it, even though it was annoying to watch. So we're definitely going to be watching it again. We're definitely going to be watching it again soon.
We're going to watch this without the hiccups.
And I'm going to watch 1 through 4 again before I re-rank them.
We should maybe do that sometime.
Well, if you can watch them before the end of the week.
No, all of them.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about right now?
Right.
We watch the entire franchise.
Yeah, we can. I've already reviewed 1 through 4.
Oh.
Yeah. I reviewed them like a couple years ago before I knew this movie was ever even happening.
Oh, okay.
So. But doesn't mean we can't always review them again.
True.
Get a re-review, or what is it? Remaking the review. That's what I call it.
Well, yeah, because sometimes you watch a film a long time ago and then you watch them again. You have different opinions about it.
Yeah, plus it'll get your perspective on them too.
Yeah.
So, guys, this is Bronco Juggalo. And Bill.
You're saying peace.
Well, I wasn't done yet, but I was going to say, I'll be coming back with a ranking soon. And I don't see how anybody that is a Scream fan could not like these movies. But if you don't, you don't. Whatever. I think this was a good film. I think it's a true return to form for the franchise to the original.
It is.
Even though I like 1 through 4, I think they were all pretty good sequels. So I just think that they did a good job. So I will now say, peace.
Good night.